and welcome to this newest edition of A Question of Cosplay. This is Remlace from 40k Theories, and joining me today is my guest, JNA. So firstly, JNA, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question is, what got you into Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer 40,000 cosplay?
Okay, it started when I was looking into a local online community forum. A Warhammer fan requested for a local female to cosplay as a battle sister. So I went on and Google search and immediately fall in love with the Warhammer's lore, both fantasy and 40k. So of course, the Sisters of Battle is the main priority here since it's his request. So I took up the challenge and never stopped adding plans for the Warhammer costume since.
Awesome. So how long have you actually been cosplaying for?
This will be my 8th year into cosplaying.
8 years? Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so take us through your process of designing a cosplay.
Alright, I rarely design a cosplay, so most of the time the characters that already have their own existing designs and references, that will have less hassle in designing a cosplay. However, getting started on the costume itself is the real challenge. So first thing first too is to always decide on the specific character that you would like to cosplay as. So when I've decided on a character, I will gather as much images, references as possible to make it easier to work on the costume. Then I will plan out the routes in getting the parts of the costume done. So for my Sisters of Battle cosplays, I'm fortunate enough to work with my prop master. His name is Nex, also the founder of Nex Concept Works. We will discuss who to do which parts, scout and source materials if necessary. There are also some parts where we commission others for help if we have a deadline on debut. So part of the process, I will also do a cost test where I will wear the costume parts in parts or full to check if there are parts need to amend or need to improve. And I will also do testing on styling, the makeup to suit the character if necessary to prep before the debut. Mm-hmm. Now, if everything seems to be good to go, then it is going to be the reveal of the cosplay. Most of the time it's for a specific convention, or just sometimes it's also just by a photo shoot, a private photo shoot, then we would just post it up on our page.
Okay.
Well, that's about the process of it.
And what are the general reactions to your cosplays?
Okay, most of them are astonished, especially Warhammer and armored costume that isn't popular in our local scene back then. So moreover, it is because it's a female that's wearing a full-on armored gear cosplay. So that was like around 7 years ago. So it's pretty astonished when after so many years that there are so many armored cosplay and also Warhammer costumers. That is something that, well, good to reflect back. Mm. Yes.
And out of the cosplays you've done, which is your most and least expensive?
Okay, I'll start off with talking about generally. I'm pretty bad at keeping record of the cost of the cosplay projects, but surprisingly, among my costumes, Sisters of Battle cost range is not the most expensive. I would say mid-range. I've spent more onto my other costumes, mainly Star Wars, because because I'm joining Rebel Legion, which requires a screen accurate, more to screen accurate costumes. Even my Princess Leia Organa itself, it costs more than what it takes to build my Battle Sister or even Sister Repentia. So of course, movie accurate costumes have higher standards, and especially if you are going into a fan club to get it approved as well. And my least expensive costume would be characters that such as Mary Jane Watson and Gwen Stacy of the Marvel's Spider-Man series, because it's simply simple, yes, and it's you can just bought off shelves, mix and match, and that resembles the art references. Whereas if you're talking about my Sisters of Battle cosplays, Saint Celestine is the one that costs most, and it's not the material parts for the armor parts, but the feathers. I imported them from China, and the shipping cost a bomb. So yeah, and I would say none of my Sisters of Battle costumes cost less than each other. So yeah, but yes, Saint Celestine costs the most expensive among them.
Yeah, Saint Celestina must have been quite painstaking to do as well, just because of all those feathers for the wingspan as well. How long did it actually take you to make the wings?
Wings, we didn't really do some record because both of we are in a team. Mainly my prop master and myself uses up most of the time to build it. So I would say a couple of months, I say. But planning the whole costume itself, planning to make it happen, it took us a year.
Wow.
Yes. That also doesn't. That also includes because we are working adults, so we have to put in our time when we are available for allocate our time for the costume making. Yes.
Well, it looks like the time certainly paid off with that wingspan, because that's incredible, I must admit.
Thank you, yes.
So, out of all the projects you've done, which has been your favourite?
My favourite is Saint Celestine. It's still my favourite, because I remember that it was a group cosplay project, and there are several other people, they are working on their Space Marine costumes. So we had weekly meetings and discussion to talk about our cosplay progress and also suggest problem solving with my prop master next as well. And it took us one full stretch year to build it, and also it's like I mentioned, we build it when we have our free time. So even some of us, we have more than one or two jobs a day, and experience lots of trial and error, sweat and pain, but it was worth it. So we also put up a funny skit for the group cosplay competition and won first place.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
So, if you had the opportunity to cosplay anywhere in the world for things like photo shoots or appearances, where would you like that to be?
Oh, I would love that to be in Dragon Con in Atlanta, in the States. To join the costume parade with a devoted Warhammer costuming group named Obscurus Crusade. That is my ultimate dream.
Well, I hope you succeed in it one day as well. So, speaking of
one day, but not time soon.
Speaking of conventions, with your experiences and at conventions and other events such as opening at, say, Warhammer stores and stuff like that, what are your experiences with that? Have they been
good? When I first started cosplay, I've only been to the pop cultures events that are within my country, which is Malaysia. Most of the time I was there for fun, but sometimes I do join competitions and won a couple of awards. But little did I know that being engaged in this particular hobby could lead me to do so many positive experiences in life has to offer. So including and not limited to gaining friends, judging cosplay competition, organizing and manage conventions, cosplay department, and also invited to conventions as a guest, and making some more new friends. One of the best one was my recent one, invited to Warhammer Publica, which is our local Warhammer stores, grand opening as the Sisters Familiars, which is my most recent Sisters of Battle cosplay. And also earlier of the mid-year, I also went to Sydney Supernova Okay, it's also my first time going to Australia for the first time, and I finally do a dual Sisters of Battle cosplay group with Uralis Armory. She was as a sister hospitaller. These are just a few amazing experiences.
Are there any particular cosplayers you'd like to work with in future? I mean, you've mentioned the Obscurus Crusade previously in this interview.
Yes.
Is there anyone else you'd like to work with in future as well?
Worked with the future. Maybe more of other cosplayers who are mainly Warhammer cosplayers, especially if they are doing Sisters of Battle or the Warhammer lores. So we can have a bigger group that attends conventions, or even just a photo shoot that are in larger group size.
Do you have any plans in future to do any new Warhammer 40,000 cosplays?
Okay, yes, I do, but nothing in specific yet. I do have several plans yet but I haven't started any of it, and still trying to manage my time because I just settled down in my new home, and yeah, still need to arrange my time, and we'll see how.
Fair enough. And if you could give any advice or inspiration to any up-and-coming cosplayers, what would you say to them?
Yes, just do it. Most importantly is that never forget that cosplay is a hobby, is something that you do to like. Because I've noticed that some people, they do cosplays just for fame, and that is not the main essence of doing cosplay. So you must know that you like the character when you're cosplaying, or you basically you can relate to that character, and you do it and you love it, and yeah, go ahead.
Brilliant. I think that pretty much wraps up all the questions I have laid down, so thank you very much, JNA, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me as well.
And to everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed this interview. This has been Remlace from 40k Theories, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye bye.
Alright, thank you. See you.